Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Here we see this headline, another with that number again. They just can't help themselves, can they? Bank of England weighs biggest interest rate rise in 33 years. The Bank of England this week will consider whether to push through the biggest interest rate increase in 33 years to respond to surging inflation and weakening confidence in British assets, it says. Every time we see the number 33 in a report, it's a red flag, okay? But in this case, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they will be pushing the interest rates up. But again, it's all part of the plan to get the majority of the public in debt and enslaved to the system. Here we see another UK households face 3 billion hit if bank goes ahead with 0.75 points rate rise. Hiking interest rates would be the biggest in 33 years and would heap renewed pressure on borrowers. What was it the other day? 33,000 people went to see the Queen. And before that, 33 million tuned into the TV to watch the news of the death of the Queen. And then around the same time, 33 million affected by floods in Pakistan. Oh, and that was blamed on the CC, the 33, yeah? And here we see the interest rates, biggest in 33 years. Remember that video I did a while back, what was it, a couple of months ago, where they changed their rules? The banks made it easier for people to get mortgages. You remember? They relaxed their regulations. It's now easier to be a debt slave, I said. All of those articles in the fake stream media telling the public, especially aimed at the younger people, they're saying, oh, the banks have taken away their restrictions. It's now easier to get a mortgage. Come on in. Now's the time to get your dream home. Okay? Mortgages, of course, meaning death grip in Latin. It's binding you for a long, long time to the system. I said they are doing this to rope in as many people as possible before they start pushing up the interest rates. And here we see it looks like they are going to start doing this now. It's a difficult situation. The rents are ridiculously high, deliberately. It's dependent on where you live, I suppose, but still high, exploitatively high. And yes, getting a mortgage, it might be cheaper at the moment on a week-to-week basis, but you're then relying on the system. You are then dependent on the system. This may have been okay many, many years ago, but I don't know about you, but I'm looking at the system now and I'm not seeing something that seems trustworthy, to put it mildly. If the system start whacking up interest rates, the sky's the limit. Yeah, I know many people have fixed rate interests, but they don't last forever. It says here 40% fixed rate mortgages will end this year. And when they end, they put you into whatever the going rate is at that present time, which by the looks of it is climbing every month. And the increases are increasing in size incrementally. This is a problem. I mean, there really isn't a simple way out of this if you've got a mortgage. If you're in this situation, you're kind of tied then to the system. I mean, well, at least if you want to keep your house, I mean, you are bounded to this situation, binded to the situation where they can keep lifting the repayment rates. A proverb from the Bible, the rich ruleth over the poor and the borrower is servant to the lender. And it seems very clear that these situations of late, the Great Reset, this beast system that they're trying to implement is going to exploit and attempt to put as many people into spiraling debt so they can make people dependent on the system. And when that is so, then coerce people into more traps like the cashless society and so on. I would never recommend binding yourself to the system in this way. I mean, in an ideal world, it would be better to save over a long period of time to buy your home as opposed to borrowing the money from these sharks. But again, you know, they've rigged the system by artificially inflating the house prices, which makes it seem impossible to save for a house. And the rent prices have also considerably increased also. I mean, it's catch-22. It says here, for the average UK property with a 75% loan-to-value mortgage, an increase of 0.75 percentage points would mean a £78 jump in monthly interest payments. According to estimates by Totally Money, fixed rate deals are due to expire for as many as 3.2 million borrowers within the next 2 years. Now, I don't have a mortgage. I nearly did it once, many years ago. I had a steady job at the time, and I went to see a mortgage advisor, and he started laying out what I could get and how long it would take to pay back. He had many years laid out in front of me of paying back that bank. All this stuff, and I just saw a wolf. It was a wolf sitting there in front of me, and I was its prey. And I thought, I'm not going to be your prey. I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'll just have to find some other way. Even back then, when I was really wet behind the ears, I was very naive to a lot of stuff. I intuitively knew that it was not the way to go. I didn't want to get attached to this bank, didn't want to get into debt. Now, of course, that is just my opinion. That's just the way I think. And I'm sure it's different for everyone else in all of their different situations that they find themselves in. And not everyone is going to agree, but that's just the way I felt about it way back then. So anyway, do you have a mortgage? And if you do, how much are these percentage increases going to add now to your monthly repayment bill? Because from what I've seen and heard, it seems that these increases don't have to go up too much in order for people to start to really have problems. Let us know in the comments if you want. And as always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to hugotalks.com, and I'll see you later.